Hey guys, it's Angie here, and here's my recap for UFC 285, Jones versus Gane. Still doesn't feel like it really happened, but wow. The main event was just incredible, very just dominant. Jones made it look easy, completely dismantled and exposed Gane. Incredible. Let me get to the rest of the card first, shall I? So Nickal, he submits Jamie in the first round. I guess not many surprises here for most people. Nickal did come out and looked a little bit shaky on the feet. He looked a bit uncomfortable. He still got the job done. Jamie didn't really do much to stop Nickal on the ground. He just didn't really have the strength to really answer any of the wrestling or any of the technique. You could tell he was like, oh my god, Nickal is so strong and so technical. There was nothing he could have done. Nickal struggled a little bit with that submission. He didn't really know what he was doing, how to quite execute the technique. He still got it done though. He still had that weight and that toughness. So he's wrestling to just dominate and make that happen. Oh, let me just tilt that a bit because that's better. Yeah, so for me, I feel like it's still very early for Nickal to like really say, oh, he's going to be pound for pound number one. Like you still got a long way to go, kid. But I think I think he'll do well. But I feel like we should probably give him some not easy fights, but keep giving him developmental fights because we haven't seen him much on the feet yet, and I feel like he's got a lot of technical stuff to learn in jiu-jitsu and striking. Maybe bring him along slowly. But then on the other hand, I kind of want to see Nickal face someone who's really good at wrestling. That'll be exciting to match him up with another really good wrestler, see what he can do with that. But yeah, it's exciting. Like I give him all the credit in the world. Love or hate Nickal. Let's see what he can do. I feel a little bit bad for Jamie because he was set up to lose, but he still took the fight, and that's that. Alright, next fight. So we had Gamrot and Turner. Yeah, so this was a very competitive fight. I thought it might be. Gamrot was in amazing condition for someone that hadn't really been in training camp for long. Jalin had some really good success on the feet, a little bit more than I thought he might have. I was like, because Gamrot started off striking and trading a bit more with Turner than I thought he would be willing to. Eventually the wrestling and the volume of Gamrot was too much for Jalin. Which is a little bit disappointing for Jalin because I would have liked to see him kind of climb the ranks, but Gamrot's just too good, man. He did so well coming in late notice. I would have been interested though to see how Jalin might have fought and Gamrot if they had both had a full camp for each other, but I think that would have favoured Gamrot a lot more than Turner. So yeah. Really good match. I thought this might have won Fight of the Night, but it didn't. That went to Shavkat and Neal. But this was a really good fight. I really enjoyed it. Earned a little bit more respect for Gamrot. Yeah, it was good. Really good. Now let's get on to the next fight. Shavkat, Rakhmonov versus Neal. Geoff Neal missed weight in this fight by 4 pounds, and I think he's never missed weight before, but I kind of wonder whether he did it on purpose to have a bit more edge on Shavkat, because if that was true, then he definitely like got what he wanted because he was so durable. He just stuck in there with Shavkat Rakhmonov and just took all those blows, and he just traded with him. I was very surprised that Shavkat Rakhmonov just stood in front of him and didn't really move around, and it's been some time, so maybe he fights like that all the time. He just didn't seem afraid. He wasn't respecting Neal enough, and I'm like, oh my god, you're going to get knocked out, mate, if you just stand in front of this guy So I was really surprised. I think Shavkat said, that wasn't a good performance. Kind of shades of Gilbert Burns and Hamzat Chimaev. You kind of see that these people that are up and coming undefeated fighters, they've got a lot of flaws too, because maybe they just haven't had the right competition, or maybe they haven't learned from a loss. So I was a little bit disappointed in his performance, but he still got the job done. Submitted Geoff Neal in the third round with a really crazy standing choke, which was really awesome. So yeah, what can I take away from that? I think it really is just disappointing that Geoff Neal didn't make the weight, because for me that's just so unprofessional at this level. And if he did use that as a tactic to try and win, that's just dirty, man. Yeah. Good fight though. It was a fun fight. But it wasn't like high level in some ways, because you knew that you just felt that Shavkat could have fought better, but who knows? Okay, so now the big upset. Wow, VAlentina. So this was totally unexpected. So Alexa Grasso submits Valentina Shevchenko and becomes the flyweight champion in the fourth round. So VAlentina, she defeats I don't know, it's just so weird that VAlentina lost. Really weird. So Alexa, she defeats VAlentina. I feel like VAlentina looked a little bit off from the beginning. Like, she didn't seem to have the same sort of energy or conviction, or like, she was doing really great feints and all that stuff, but I think it all fell out the window because Grasso came with this different stance that she wasn't expecting. Apparently, I need to watch it back, but the commentators, someone mentioned that Alexa Grasso came with this new stance. Like, I don't know whether she went southpaw, because I think Valentina's southpaw, and then they were both, I don't know, she changed the stance. You think someone like Valentina will be more prepared for that, but these young fighters, they're a lot better at switch dancing, and I think for the older generation, they're not so used to that, because back in their generation that was really sort of rare. Like, very few fighters had that, but now all these young fighters coming up have the switch stance, which is gonna, I don't know, just steamroll like the old generation out a little bit in some ways. I also feel like Valentina, she's 34, not that that's old, but she's been in the game for 30 years, so she's got probably a little bit of wear and tear. She's not as hungry as Alexa. Alexa wanted it a lot more. You could just tell she was really hungry for it. She earned my respect fully. I completely underestimated her. I said she wasn't experienced enough, but I didn't really know too much about her. She's only 28 or 29. She looked great. She was getting Valentina on the feet. I was worried from watching the first round. Valentina wanted to trade with her and stand with her. I'm like, no, don't do that. Not with Alexa Grasso. You're gonna get hit, and that's what happened. No, I was really surprised. I didn't realize how slick Grasso could be, especially with the ground game, and I completely overlooked her. But I mean, it's always hard when you have such a dominant champion to count out the champion. So I don't know about the rematch. It's hard, I think, when you're later in your career, when you've had so many defenses, and then to come back. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I kind of give the edge to Grasso though, just because she's got that youthfulness on her side and that hunger, and I think Valentina's probably just not stagnant, but she mixes up her, and she has a really awesome lifestyle, by the way. But she probably needed this loss, and we'll see what she does with it. But congratulations to the new champ, Alexa Grasso. So that's, you shut me up for sure. But I wasn't surprised with the win. I could tell by the first round that Valentina was probably going to have a hard fight. So it wasn't shocking like when Pena beat Amanda Nunes. It wasn't the same degree. Yeah, but well done. Okay, now the main event. Wow. So, I haven't really been. I've been watching UFC for maybe, like, I've been a fan of UFC for maybe 3 years or something. So I missed out on a lot of Jon Jones. I didn't really know much about him. Didn't really. I'm really sort of just discovering like how great he truly is, how cerebral, how complete he is as a fighter, mentally and physically. And what he did to Ciryl Gane was just like, it just felt like everything came full circle for MMA and I know for Jones and for so many things. I can't explain why. He's just got this old school nostalgia, throwback kind of vibe about him that I really love. He's very faithful. He's very sort of what's the word? He's elegant in the way that he presents himself, but then, you know, he's very calculated and so calm in the octagon. It's just, he's incredible. There's just so much to break down. So he makes quick work of Gane. He completely shuts him down within 2 minutes. He was so calm, and he was so like, every little thing he did, every little feint, every little differential strike he threw just seemed to put Gane against the fence and completely confuse him and completely like calm him in a way. It was like a calm, brutal kind of shutdown of Gane, where he just completely submitted him into this little ball, and then he actually submitted him. And he's shown Gane that there's levels to this, that you can't just be a talented guy, show up, you know, talented guy, talented physique, and just expect to win a championship at MMA when you're only really good at, you're a kickboxer. You need to be good at everything nowadays. You can't be arrogant as well. You have to have humility. That's what Jones had. He had humility. He had respect for the sport. He dedicated time to go up to heavyweight. He did everything the right way. It was just really good to see, because sometimes when you see people that are just really talented go through life and just pick up things, it's not always, it feels like, oh, they're just talented, but really, if you want to be the best at something, you have to work hard, you have to be dedicated, you need the discipline, you need the desire, and you need the determination that Jones has. He is a complete fighter, and I feel really happy to see that, because one thing I don't like about sometimes watching UFC is that some fighters that aren't very complete, or they're just talented, or they're just very popular, sometimes they get fast-tracked, but that can only take you so far. You have to be really good at everything in MMA. You have to be complete, and you have to have humility. And so for me, this was just truly a blessing to see Jon Jones do what he did, and to like kind of bring a bit of order to the heavyweight division. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Kind of couldn't sleep very well last night. I don't know whether it was because of that or something else, but yeah. What else have I written here? Yeah, Jones just completely exposed Gane. Gane just, he had nothing for the wrestling, nothing for the, even on the feet. Like, Jones was just dictating everything in every movement he did. I've never quite seen anything quite like it. It kind of reminds me a bit of Nunes versus Megan Anderson, where she just kind of, it's like, here you go, and there you go. It's like they could do whatever they wanted to their opponent, but it was so calm that it was just like, wow. I think Jones looks really good at heavyweight. I think it'd be nice to see him fight Stipe. I think Stipe might be a little bit small for him, and you know, Jones said, "Oh, I hope Stipe, you take some time off your fireman duties." And I think, yeah, there's probably some truth in that. But I don't know how Stipe will fare against Jones, because Stipe usually is a light guy. I don't know if he's as dedicated as Jones is to like being really bulky or I know Stipe's a weird guy. I wouldn't underestimate him, but at this point of his career, I wonder whether Stipe could actually. I think it'll be competitive, but I wonder if he has the same sort of dedication and desire that Jones has. I love Stipe though, but he's been away a long time now. But I don't know. People underestimated Jones. He was away for 3 years, so. Okay, what else have I got here? Oh yeah, Ciryl. So one thing I've noticed about Ciryl and his team is that his coach is a bit of a, I don't want to say unpleasant guy. I try to be as respectful as I can about all this stuff, but he seems to be a little bit of a, not malicious, but I don't know, I feel like Ciryl will really benefit. Let me just say this, Ciryl will benefit maybe to like change his team and train somewhere else, but I think Jon Jones was right. Like, does Ciryl really want to be around for long? Does he really want to like put in all those hard yards of like training and learning a sport properly, and is it probably too late to learn now? I just think that Gane, yeah, he's so talented, but he never really was dedicated the way that a lot of fighters have to be, like just average people, to become great. So I'll be interested to see where Gane goes from here. He, I don't think he'll ever fight for the title again. I get the feeling that he's kind of, I don't want to say done, but I mean, where's he going to go from here? Now he's got you got Tom Aspinall, you got Curtis Blades coming up, and I don't know how he's going to fare against any of these people that have, more to their game. I think Gane's in for a slaughter now. But who knows? He could prove me wrong. And lastly, I think Gane made the right choice to leave when he did. I don't think he would have bet Jones. No way. Maybe he could have, but Dana White said, I don't think, he didn't say I think, he said, we're not letting him back in here. But you never know, Dana White says all sorts of things and then he completely forgets about it, so. So overall, an amazing card, a really great card for all the fans, a bit of a shock as well that VAlentina lost, but it was coming, I guess. Yeah, and now in 2 weeks we've got Leon and Usman. Oh my god. So this is a crazy month for UFC, but thanks for checking out my aftermath breakdown, and I'll put up like maybe one for Usman, Leon Edwards soon. But until then, thanks for coming by and see you around the traps.